G'day, legends. It's Joel, that Aussie Metal Guy here with Crannk.com. So today, tonight, this morning, wherever you are in the world, it's a great pleasure that I'm joined by Joel Hokka from Hokka. Now, this is a project that has really caught my attention because it feels and is more than just a new band. You guys have extensive body of music behind you, yourself and Pauli as well, with Hokka's debut album, Via Miseria IV, set for release on April 24th through Nuclear Blast. This is already feels like a deeply personal and cinematic new chapter, pulling together darkness, vulnerability, melody, and that unmistakable Finnish spirit. Joel, again, absolute pleasure to have you on here, mate.
Thank you so much for inviting. It's a pleasure to talk to you guys, and yeah, like I said in the previous interviews as well, that I'm really looking forward to visit Australia at some point.
Oh, mate, would absolutely be amazing to have you here. First up, though, it does feel like a bold new chapter for you creatively and personally. Can you tell me a little bit about how this first started, this project started for you and Paulie as well, and what kind of this gave you that felt you needed the most?
Well, we've been knowing each other for 8 years now. We met for the first time when the Rasmus played in Finland in this main stage festival slot, and I remember walking on side of the stage when they started in the shadows, the iconic I was like watching Paulie playing. I was like, I'm gonna network to the guys after the show. So I went to near the day backstage area. We were there playing with my ex band. So I'm just introducing myself. I'm from this band and blah 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 blah. And Paul was like, "Okay, you're a cool guy. Come to our studio." That was like 7 8 years ago. And after that, we've been keeping in touch for years throughout the years. And my band, my ex band, happened. That was a big ride for me. And then when I split it with the band 1 year ago, I was like, well, I need some advice for the situation. I was like, there's one guy who has been going exactly the same thing that I went through. So I hit the message to Paulie, and he was like, "Yeah, come over and let's figure it out." And then we started to have this like therapy sessions, which turned out to be songwriting sessions. And all fucking suddenly, we got a new band, we got album out soon, we got shows waiting for us, and everything is just the ball is rolling now. And I'm just thinking and wondering that what the hell just happened, but here we are.
At what point did it stop, kind of start, becoming that therapy and kind of spending time together, just creating music and having that as kind of that, emotional rock as we all do as lovers of music and musicians? When did it stop feeling like that and start going, man, this is something we need to fucking really pursue and push this out?
I think it was that because I had some ideas on that time and I had some demos and I had some sessions with different producers in Helsinki. I used to go to different places and I had this like visions and everything. And Pauli was like, "Well, this your vision right now, it kind of sucks." It was a different vision. I wanted to be like this country rock pop artist first, like cast new way. And I had a new name and everything. And he was like, "Bro, your name is Joel Hokka. Use the fucking name." I was like, "Really?" And then he was like, "Okay, let's figure it out." And he took guitar. He wrote some songs like this demo songs. I think it was Serpent Song, the last song in the album, the last original song on the album. He wrote that. Then he had some other ideas like Blackbird Riff, for example. And I was like, okay, this sounds fucking dope. And then he showed me this vision and like this vision board of the red-caped man that is called Hokka. I was like, bro, you got me. And at the same time, I saw Ghost playing in Finland, and I saw Tobias Forge with the outfits and all these costumes and theatrical stuff. So I was like, now it's clicking. It's like early 2000s Finnish rock slashed to this fictional fantasy world that is created by us. So I was just blown away. And then we got to work and we basically wrote the whole album in 3 months last summer.
Oh wow, it has such a strong visual and emotional identity around it as well in the album. When you first started building this project, was that something you kind of knew it had to be as well? It kind of had to stand out a little bit as well and have that visual identity?
Well, of course, I've been a big fan of like the early Spider-Man movies and other Marvel movies from the early 2000s, and Nolan Batman trilogy, Kill Bill, Star Wars. I mean Star Wars in the early 2000s way. So I'm not a big fan of the new Disney Star Wars stuff, but I've been a big fan of the early 2000s pop culture in general. For example, like everything that superheroes use, like from swords to capes and all of this leather gloves and everything. And I wanted to like go all into that world. I wanted to create my own world that sounds like me and looks like me. And then I just took my inspirations, which they were when I was a child, and I created myself a superhero. And that's basically it. I think it's the same thing with the Tobias Forge. He created this Skeletor, Papa Emeritus stuff, and now he's working it and rocking it around the world. So that's my way to see the world and express myself.
Yeah, I love the warrior and the sensei angle as well. It just feels fucking really, really cool as well. What has Paulie brought into your world as a collaborator that has made the biggest impact on you? Because I've had 24 hours to dive into the album. It's absolutely fucking amazing, dude. Like your voice is
Thank
spot
you so
on,
much.
and Paulie, the guitars, just everything behind it. It just blew me away, dude.
Thank you so much. Yeah, of course, like the sensei and warrior thing, it's not made up. It's real. I was really like, when I got out of blind channel, I was
Yeah.
a orphan walking alone, and what the hell I'm gonna do? I don't have a job. I don't have anything. I don't have a band. I'm basically homeless. I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? And I was wandering around, and I found my way to, because Pauli literally has this, not a palace, but really cool, like a house where he lives in the side of the Helsinki. And I walked there, knocked on the door, and he was like, come in, young boy, young Padawan. Let's. It was like this. I like to compare it to the part of the Star Wars where Anakin is split to half, and then Palpatine comes with the flying ship and takes him and creates Darth Vader. So it was kind of similar, and on the same time, it's like Kill Bill where the pride is going to the mountains and he meets the sensei and he goes through this like stairway thing, and you know the movies.
Yeah, yeah, oh, yeah.
There's a lot of that lore inside of this, but it's not made up. It's real.
Yeah, well, going through those tough times, it's just you can hear the vulnerability in the music, in the lyrics, in the songwriting, in your voice. And we've all gone through there. I've gone through tough times recently in the last few years with cancer battles and everything else that I've gone. But music was always that rock for me, that one place that I could go to express myself, to release the good times and the bad times. And you can really, really hear this in your voice and in the lyrics and that with the album as well.
Thank you so much. It means a lot. My main key with the music is to help people, and I feel like there's a lot of broken souls coming to the shows, and they feel like they find a way to keep going with the music I create. And that's the reason why I keep myself alive. I'm not I don't care like a lot of money or fame or anything. I've been there. I've experienced the biggest fame you can experience in Europe with the
Yeah.
Eurovision. That's fucking scary. That's I've been there. I know how it feels. So I don't have to go there again. I never say never, but it's still like with the terms and the why you create this, it needs to be the art. So
Yeah.
everything that comes on top of that, the shows, the interviews, the fame, the social media, the money and everything, that's like just a cherry on the top. It's not really like the whole cake. The whole cake needs to be that red LP that we just created.
Yes, so it would have been a very freeing and cathartic process coming into this after all that, because I seen that Eurovision. I take special note with Eurovision seeing metal bands playing there as well. So I seen Voyager play as well, but coming into Hocker as well would have been kind of a tough time coming through that, but also very freeing and liberating as a songwriter to start doing things on your terms as well a little bit.
Yeah, and I'm not that young anymore. I used to be
No,
like 27. I'm 32, so I have a my frontal lobe is evolved to the
evolved. We're finally growing up about that age. That's about when
a
boys start
bit, yeah.
actually just a little bit
Not, yeah, not
in the
completely, but
darkness.
yeah, getting there.
In the Darkness was the first taste of Hocker. Looking back now, why was that the right song to introduce this band to the world?
We wrote it accidentally as a last song of the album in
Okay.
August 22nd in Helsinki. We had this session, and I had the verse made up. Before I had made up with acoustic guitar. Then we were in the studio and Pauli came there. He was like, it needs to go like this. Dot 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 darkness. Because I'm heartless. I was like, bro, what the fuck? Then we started to play with piano. And then we kind of figured out the whole melody. Darkness creeping in love. And everything just came together. And then we were just jumping around and being like, fuck yeah, this is awesome. And we kind of realized that this is a sign from the universe that this needs to be the first track we introduce to the whole world. And it happened. It came out with the video. I think everything has gone like with the I think there's been like a written not like a plot, but something has been written to the stars that this happened this way.
Yeah. Yeah, and speaking of piano as well, Heart Said No, another track, absolutely ripping track. It's a single that's been released. I love the piano on that, love the vibes and some real HIM vibes as well in that track. Definitely an ode there. Brilliant, brilliant track. Tell me about that one, dude.
Hard to know is it's very melancholic. I think
Oh,
it's basically written about how I see myself and how we see ourselves as a persons. And I think the line "I found a beauty in the pain" it describes very well that how I am as a person, and the melancholy is my home. It's like I feel like when it's melancholic and dark and it's raining and it's like a little um, like on the winter time, for example, when it's fucking cold and dark, there's something super beautiful about that. And I don't know, I can't describe it, but of course I like love when it's sun shining and it's warm. But that's not my natural habitat. That's not my home. My home is the darkness and the coldness. So yeah, it's a self-imaginary.
yeah, I love it when it's raining too, dude. It's kind of draw the shades, put on some dark bloody
Yeah,
music. I can chill out, play some Xbox or something. It's the way to go, man. Fuck that bright sunny days. We'll leave it to them
yeah.
power walkers or something, dude. Murder Ballad, man. Speaking of, dude, I know that's not a single out yet, but it's a killer track, man. Tell us about that one.
We wanted to write a song that if you would imagine a movie scene where someone is so in love with someone that he wants to murder that person. Like I don't want to live or die without you. That's the line that describes the whole song so well. And it's like it's a tragic story. Like it describes the feeling that when you are so desperately in love with someone that you would even have to like kill that person to keep that in your life.
Yep.
So we just wanted to like we wanted to capture the like this super deep and unsatisfying feeling of love into that track. And we even made a video out of it, but let's see how it goes and we hopefully got to release it at some point.
Hopefully you get to release it, man. I'm a little bit drawn to the darker tracks as well and the deeper cuts on the album, man. That's why like love listening to whole albums. Like all the tracks stand alone, but there is a theme and a connection to each of these tracks as well. And you just listening to the whole album, you just feel really fulfilled when it comes right through to the end. And that Kiss from a Rose, dude, that cover, bloody amazing, man. Such an iconic song, but the way you've kind of approached it makes it feel like it genuinely belongs inside the world of Via Misery IV. What was it about that song that made you want to take it on? Because you've done a bloody amazing
Um,
job and made it your own.
I think I don't even know where it started, but it was a joke because we had the cape and we had this like superhero theme. So
Yeah.
I think someone said that you need to cover Kiss from a Rose because it's basically a Batman soundtrack song. So I
Yeah.
was like, well, I'm gonna try it out. And then I just started to track the demo and now it's in the album. It's fucking happened.
Yeah, dude, it happened, man, and you've done it a bloody great job. I love the different sounds in this though, dude. Like you've got a full sound going, but you got tracks like Bon Appetit, which comes out, and you're like, dude, it's like you're bopping along to it as well. It sits in nicely as well.
Yeah, it's anthem for the furious revenge
Yeah.
feelings at some points.
For people who have followed your journey for years, what do you hope they understand about who you are in 2026 after hearing this album?
Well, before in my past life and in my past band, I used to be well, I feel like my voice was a bit lost. I couldn't like express myself. I was basically just a voice and a face for the band. It wasn't my story. I was just someone selling someone else's story, and that frustrated me deep inside. So now when I finally got free from the golden gauge, and now I'm like free to express myself. So it's like a relief for me. And I feel like I can finally tell my own story to the whole world. Even though it's not that big that it used to be with my ex band, but it's still way better this way. This is like, even though it's like only 1 out of 3 of the monthly listeners that we used to have in my ex band, it's still a lot of people. And I got to perform to a lot of people, and I'm way more happier this way than being in my past prison. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, damn straight, mate. It's has this band kind of help you rediscover creative parts of yourself you didn't even know you had as well?
Yeah, of course. Like
Yeah,
I thought I was thinking myself that I'm not able to write lyrics myself in
yeah,
my past band because I never got the chance to do that like properly. But now when I didn't have any other options than write the fucking feelings down and make it to the song, it was easier than and I thought because I just basically we wrote the songs and the lyrics just dropped into the melodies. We didn't have to like let's write the lyric. We were just singing and I was singing the songs. It came from somewhere. I think it came from my heart and from my spine and from my traumas and past experiences and everything. And I think that's the only way to write music. It's if you have to force creating art, it's not art. It's pretending to do something. When you want to create something authentic and something that touches people, it's like love. It needs
yeah,
to happen. You can't force love. You can't force songs. For example, if it would be that there wouldn't be any stories for me to tell or anything to say to the world, I wouldn't do music. I would go to work in some other business and make way more money and be more happy. But now when I feel like I have these stories coming out, I need to go out there and be a Cape Crusader. I have a reason to do this. And yeah, it can't be forced, unfortunately.
yeah. There's something about creating music. You can just create music, but it's also something about creating music that makes you really feel something as well, and that's something you've managed to do with this album. I was listening to some black metal, and then I was listening to this, and I put this on. I was like just blown away, dude, just amazing, and it made me really feel something as well. As
Thanks.
will the listeners who go out and grab this album that does drop through Nuclear Blast, mate. This has been an absolute pleasure to get to chat with you about this album. I implore everybody to go out and grab Via Miseria IV through Nuclear Blast, mate. Do you have any last words, shout outs, thank yous, or anything you'd like to add in?
Cheers to Down Under. I can't wait to join and meet you all one day. We have a plans for that, but let's see when it happens. And have a great 2026.